Interesting theories from around the world that are going to make us question every single video. Thank you, Brandon, for the video.
Because this is what we are dealing with now. Walmart has decided to start charging people $98 to use self-checkouts, with many people stealing at the self-checkout by scanning different barcodes.
I'm gonna get the diapers.
That is, wow.
Welcome value. For 34 cents.
Starting this month, Walmart wants shoppers to pay extra
Y'all
to
moving
use
integrity.
self-checkout, reserved for Walmart Plus subscribers at $98 a year, limiting who can pay in certain lanes in some stores.
And all their self-checkouts are closed, and they've started to open up the regular lines again. Corporate decision, they are shutting down self-checkouts nationwide.
Many Walmart shoppers have noticed a reduction in the self-checkout lanes available at their local stores. This move is aimed to reduce store thefts, with the addition of police officers stationed to some stores, and an increase in the staff to check receipts at the door. But what do you think about this?
I think that they should just pay the cashiers to check people out. Because the thing is, how many times have y'all went to Walmart and they got like 50 lanes, right? And it be only 2 lanes open. Start paying the cashiers so that they can check people out.
Guess what we learned today at school?
What did you learn?
We learned about how the earth went around the sun.
That's some funny stuff.
Do you wanna tell them the truth?
Yeah. So first, God set the earth on its foundation. It
Ooh,
can
she
never be
bringing up
moved.
script.
So how does it go around the sun? Second, God is enthroned above the circle. Yes, it is a circle, but not around like a ball. He's enthroned above the circle of the earth. Third, in Revelations, it says that there are 4 corners of the earth.
Yeah?
Now, tell me, how can there be 4 corners of a round ball? Okay, fourth, God created a firmament, split the waters above and below. This is why our rainbows are shaped how they are.
Bring it out.
And when you hear thunder, it echoes off our firmament. Fifth, in Isaiah, God sits on his throne above the circle of the earth. Also, God set the sun, the moon, and the stars in the firmament to give Earth light. This gives you an idea of what our Earth actually looks like. We have never gone past the firmament, and let me tell you this. NASA in Hebrew means to deceive. All this was about was question everything. Oh, and I need to add that the moon and sun move around inside of our firmament. Oh, and guys, this is purely entertainment only.
She ain't down. I'm not gonna lie to you.
If you use public bathrooms, stop what you're doing and listen to this. You're gonna need to hear it. This pertains to men and women, but mainly women, and you're gonna see why. If y'all go to the bathroom and y'all have to use toilet paper, women especially, check your toilet paper. You're probably wondering, like, what do you mean check your toilet paper? Well, this is why. This right here is exactly what I'm talking about. This is from needle-using junkies going in the bathroom, taking that cover that's over it off, sticking their needles in there and cleaning their needles. Not all of them will look like this, not all of them will have little blood spots on it, but if you look in the toilet paper, there shouldn't be no pinholes or anything like that. Not all the times do their needles have blood on it, but if they do, you'll see the red marks, and if they have to stick their needle in there to clean it, you'd be able to tell.
It's the fact that you had to think about something like this that you didn't have to think about. Does that make sense? Like, You don't even realize that these be things until people bring them out.
You ain't gonna believe this. Black girls are being poisoned by beauty products. Listen to what this woman got to say about it. Then I'm gonna expose the agenda further.
Some of these products that are marketed specifically to Black girls contain some of the worst ingredients I have ever seen. And I think it should be outlawed. Some formaldehyde releasers. Formaldehyde's a human carcinogen. What place does it have in a beauty and personal care product?
I was doing some research and I looked at Harvard Health and it said 50% of products advertised to Black women contain endocrine disruptors, which are those disruptors that are going to impact their hormones, increase their chance of things like infertility, etc., compared to roughly 7% that are advertised to white women.
The key to Black extinction is to attack the very thing that's responsible for its existence, Black womb. This is why Planned Parenthood was created. Planned Parenthood was created by Margaret Sanger, a woman who wanted to use birth control and as a means to exterminate the Negro population. And that's her direct quote. Now fast forward, we have female rappers that are promoting this very thing that was created to kill us off. Literally rooting for our own demise. And even Meg Thee Stallion received awards for these contributions. This is all to stop the Black womb from producing Black babies. And if you are dealing with fertility issues, I want you to understand that it's not a permanent condition and you don't need a hysterectomy. But what you do need is a lifestyle change. Learn more about the chemicals that they putting in your hair. Stay away from flaxseed, soy, and cheese.
If you wear braids, if you're thinking about getting braids, if you have children who wear braids, if you do braiding yourself, I want you to listen to this. This is important. Last week, Consumer Reports issued a warning, especially for Black women, because we wear braids a lot.
We do.
10 brands that are most popular for synthetic hair, 10 brands were tested. And every single one of those popular brands came back positive for carcinogens. In other words, came back positive for harmful chemicals, including causing chemicals. And to make matters worse, it's not only is this not good news, it's not the first time we're seeing these reports. The National Institute of Health issued a similar warning in 2023, but this type of extensive research of so many top brands returning positive results for harmful chemicals is definitely concerning. What's also bad is that the technique that we typically use to lock in those braids, applying hot water to the end of the braids, actually releases toxins which affect your eyes, your nose, your throat. We have no idea what the long-term effects will be. So it's just important information to know, to share, and to be empowered.
All this weed that y'all wearing, please. Your scalp need to breathe. Just go natural, cause when you get older, you gon' wish you listen to me. And no, I'm not trying to downplay women. My mama got alopecia, and I be doing my research up on things to try to heal her. But ton of oil, sweating up in the sun, and get your diet right. You never grow your hair if you don't first fix what's on the inside. Synthetic weed, it's like pouring gasoline up on your head. When you sweat, them chemicals go on your scalp, brain damage, now you dead. Just go natural. All this hair God give you, why you covering it up? Here's your antennas, help you read the room to see who walking up. Unblock your energy, your crown chakra be trying to vibrate. Just be yourself, cause we don't got no time to look like no other race. These weed companies need to be sued. Why nobody filed the case? They poison us through the water, the food, the weave, and every goddamn thing.
Thank you, Anne-Marie, for the video.
Look at their rockets. This is how they claim to get into outer space, is these rockets. Their rockets never go straight up. Every single rocket launch from a government space agency, you'll notice, follows a parabolic curve. It goes up, it reaches a peak, but what they do is as the rocket starts coming back down, they make sure that it goes down over the ocean, out of the way of any curious observers. Anyone can see it coming back down to Earth, asks, hey, how come the rocket's not going up anymore? Well, it's going around the curvature of the Earth, is what they tell us. So every single rocket, the reason that it follows a parabolic curve, they say, is because it's going around the curvature of the Earth. The real reason is they can't get up any higher than that.
Hidden in plain sight.
They tell us that the Earth is a sphere. They show us pictures of a sphere, of a circle. It's a perfect circle. And then they come out and they say, well, it's actually an oblate spheroid. Oh, what's that? Well, it's a sphere that's flattened at both poles, so it's more of an oval shape. It actually bulges out south of the equator, as well as being flattened at the poles. So it's more pear-shaped.
So it's not actually a sphere. It's oblate. And officially it's an oblate spheroid. That's what we call it. But not only that, it's slightly wider below the equator than above the equator. A little chubbier. A little chubbier. Yeah. Chubby's a good word. It's like pear-shaped.
So now it's pear-shaped. So why are all of these official NASA photos and videos showing perfect spheres when it's actually an oblate spheroid or a pear-shaped spheroid? They can't get their story straight. The reason they keep changing it is that to fit the model, they have to change the shape of the Earth. South of the equator is larger than north of the equator because lines of longitude that just extend outwards, they don't contract back. So they concede that in their pear model. They say, well, the side bulges out south of the equator. It's bigger south of the equator. Yeah, it is, because it's flat. But instead of admitting that, they just, make tweaks to their model as time goes on. They say that the ball Earth tilts back 23.5 degrees. That's another tweak they made because we can see Polaris, which is right over the North Pole, from 23.5 degrees south latitude. Shouldn't be able to see that on a ball. So they just tilt the Earth back and then okay, now you can see it. And so they come up with explanations in reverse like this. Damage control, reverse engineered explanations.
I know that movie. Thank you, Mont Jones, for the videos.
What did I say? Didn't I say it was something fishy going on with her unalivement? Y'all gotta start understanding. When you know a lot about powerful individuals, like elites, and you got stuff to expose them, weird always seem to happen. Like I said with Virginia Giuffre, she knew a lot. She was exposing a lot of powerful individuals. She knew that. And she also told people after this hit the fan, after she went to court and she was telling on these people, she said, I am not the S word. I will never do nothing to harm myself. And fast forward now, they said she did something to harm herself. But I smelt cap. I called cap. I don't believe it. And her father don't believe it either. Look at this, y'all. He was on the news when they asked him how did he feel when he found out the news about his daughter. Listen to this.
About your reaction when you heard that she'd taken her life.
Well, first of all, I couldn't even believe it.
Wow.
I started crying right away.
He's shocked.
Still crying. I can't believe that this is happening. It's impossible. And then for them to say that she committed suicide, there's no way that she did. Somebody got to...
So he don't even believe it. Y'all see how shocked he is. Because he know, just like I know and a lot of other people know, she said she would never do that. But it always happened like this, y'all. What do y'all think happened? Let me know down below in the comments.
So that woman is no longer here. I didn't know that. They were saying that in that photo kind of reminded them of like Sandra Bland because, in other words, she was unalive in that photo. I don't know who this is. She accused Prince Andrew of SA has days to live after car crash. Somebody said that they Princess Diana'd her. They said she was one of Jeffrey Epstein's most prominent abuse survivors and that she was unalive by...
He knows what happened.
Oh.
I know what happened. And there's only one of us telling the truth, and I know that's me. I implore the people in the UK to stand up beside me, to help me fight this fight, to not accept this as being okay. This is not some sordid sex story. This is a story of being trafficked.
Virginia Giuffre, who alleged sexual abuse by Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein, has tragically taken her own life. Her family conveyed the news of her passing in a statement. It is with utterly broken hearts that we announce that Virginia passed away last night at her farm in Western Australia, her family said. She lost her life to suicide after being a lifelong victim of sexual abuse and sex trafficking. Their statement continued, Virginia was a fierce warrior in the fight against sexual abuse and sex trafficking. She was the light that lifted so many survivors. In the end, the toll of abuse is so heavy that it became unbearable for Virginia to handle its weight. Giuffre became a prominent figure known for her involvement in one of the most high-profile legal cases related to human trafficking and sexual abuse. Born Virginia Roberts in 1983, she became widely recognized due to her allegations against several high-profile individuals. Giuffre's story of alleged abuse began in the late 1990s when she was a teenager living in Florida. She has publicly stated that she was recruited by Ghislaine Maxwell, a close associate of Epstein, to work as a masseuse for Epstein.
So they sent me to an island with a professor, and I basically had to do what I did for Jeffrey for him. So it's very private. It's the perfect world for a billionaire getting away with what he was doing. He could hold big parties there and have huge orgies there, and nobody would have any idea what was going on because it was so quiet and so protected.
Her allegations have been a crucial part of the investigations into Epstein's criminal activities. In 2015, Giuffre's allegations gained international attention when she filed a lawsuit against Epstein, claiming that he had trafficked her to Prince Andrew, among others, for sexual purposes. Prince Andrew has consistently denied these allegations, but the case has brought significant media scrutiny and has had lasting implications for his public life. In 2019, Epstein was arrested on federal charges of sex trafficking minors in Florida and New York. He died in jail under controversial circumstances before his trial, which only intensified the public's interest in the case and the testimonies of his accusers, including Giuffre. Giuffre became advocate for victims of sexual abuse and human trafficking. She founded the non-profit organisation Victims Refuse Silence, which aims to support survivors of sexual abuse and bring awareness to the issue. Giuffre's tragic death comes just weeks after she was released from the hospital, just a week after ominously stating she had 4 days to live due to a crash.
I've never heard that.
In an emotional Instagram post, she expressed her desperate wish to see her children one last time and revealed that she is suffering from kidney failure as a result of the crash. Her story is not just about her personal experiences, but also about the systemic issues that allow such abuses to occur. Giuffre's courage in speaking out has inspired many and has contributed to a broader conversation about accountability and justice for survivors of sexual abuse. She leaves behind 3 children aged 20, 17, and 16.
Money should not be able to buy you the power to get away with hurting people, and it's not normal. I don't care how rich you are. You have the privilege of being wealthy. Great, fantastic. Do something great about it.
Right.
Do something good with your money. I mean, how evil do people have to be to just let that happen?
Thank you, Big, for the videos.
Has anybody seen these Google VO3 AI prompt videos? Because I'm genuinely terrified. Now, VO3 is Google's newest AI video generator, okay? And I can't lie, it is pretty hard to distinguish those made by human filmmakers and actors. I mean, VO3 not only lets you add sound effects, but also ambient noise and even dialogue to your creations. And the prompt videos that people are coming out with are actually terrifying. For example, if you were to look up Alejandro Caraballo's news anchor prompt, okay? She's a clinical instructor at Harvard Law School's Cyber Law Clinic, by the way. And she was able to produce a clip of a news anchor announcing the death of U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. Obviously, that's not real, but it's incredibly convincing. I mean, to me, somebody that's very experienced with AI, it was hard to distinguish reality from AI. There's also an insane post on Reddit right now. I think it has like 50,000 upvotes, which basically includes a string of videos with AI-generated characters protesting the prompts used to create them. I mean, there's a scene including a woman in a hospital bed using a breathing tube, and even a character being threatened at, you know, all with spoken dialogue and realistic background sounds. Now, obviously, there are limitations as to what you can make. But once again, the prompts that people are making are incredibly convincing. I'm really just curious as to how everybody really feels about AI.
AI is already getting dangerous because there was a video I had react to and I was telling people, I was like, this is AI. They're like, no, that's so-and-so. I'm like, I'm telling y'all, he didn't say that video. I'm telling you what video he took it from, and I know it because I'm the one that said it. It was a Jordan Maxwell video, and it wasn't Jordan Maxwell. Like, it was him, but he did not say it. And there's been plenty of instances that we react to, and I'm like, dang, this is AI. But people don't be thinking it, but that's showing how AI is going to be used for evil. I know that this is going to be the greatest deception tool that they're going to try to use to push out because of how dangerous it is. I'm telling you, there have been videos where I'm like, hold on, this is fake. Like, it takes for something, like, I would be thinking it's real, and then I'll look, I'm like, hey, that's not even real. You didn't even say that. I'm looking at your mouth move. Your hands look different. Your eyes are not. Like, it will be something, but what I'm trying to say is that it tricks me at first until I start looking. I'm like, no, that's fake. There's a couple clips that don't even get put into the reactions because I know it's AI. And the thing is, I'll be thinking that the video's fine, and they'll either say something or, like I said, their hands will look weird. Like, these are the only ways that I'm able to tell right now that these, like, the videos are off, that the videos are AI, that they're not real. But other than that, I'm not gonna lie, some videos can fool me, but it just shows you this deception that they're trying to do with AI, and they're practicing it right now because they're trying to perfect it. And the crazy thing is that AI could be used for a lot of great things, but they're going to use it for evil. And it could have been some major pros with AI. The world is going to use AI to get its agenda pushed.
You trying to tell me you don't believe giants existed? Who this sword for? You think a human is using that in battle? They will be slain with the quickness. Look at these big axes. What human is using that in battle? Look at these big swords. We are not Bleach characters. Nobody is lifting this and actually using it in battle. No human, that is. I'm trying to tell you, they definitely was real. At least we know for a fact the babies were real. The baby giants definitely were real. But it just makes you wonder, where did they get their DNA from? Where did their DNA come from so that they could be that tall? Because they're everywhere. It's pictures of them, videos, all throughout history. It does make you wonder, maybe they're just the babies. They're just the diluted version of what really was here. I don't know, my boy. Something's fishy going on there.
Nah, I ain't with this, y'all. I ain't messing with this right here. This Google VO3 is probably the most terrifying thing I've seen in a minute, y'all. This is actually scary as hell. I just watched the ad, right? A commercial talking about Google VO3. And I didn't know what it was, what was going on. I just see these people talking, right? Y'all, these people are not real. These are AI generated. Freaking AI. And they talking to each other, right? Having a full conversation. And they like, you know that we AI, right? You know somebody typed this up on the computer and created this. And I'm like, bro, what the f am I watching? What? Like, I know people think this AI is a joke, but nah, this is really getting serious. You feel me? They're creating a whole different life, a whole different world through a computer. Like, bro, they can fuck up so much using AI. Then you got one scene in the commercial where a character saying he don't know where he at. He don't know what's going on. I'm like, well, if Buddy really don't know where he at, what if he really don't know what's going on? Then one scene you got these folks protesting saying that they are actually people. They're not AI. We're actual people.
Oh my gosh.
Like, we are people. We are people.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, nah. This is computer generated, y'all. This is insane. Like, the fact this whole scene right here is AI is wild to me. Like, this is like next generation type. We're really living in the future or the end times.
Black Mirror, the new season came out, right? And so excited for it. Very great season. The episode that I'm referring to is actually the one I don't like because y'all know what I mean when I say Issa Rae sold out, right? That makes sense what I'm saying. That episode is the one that I'm referring to because she put on that thing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We react to it, that little chip, and then their eyes go like white. I'm gonna post pictures and stuff so you guys can have visuals of what I'm saying. But to fast forward while I'm relating the two together is because when she would use that thing, she would go into this movie world and she would try to tell the people like they really think that they're real and they're not real. They think that they're real and they're not. But she's real because she gets the opportunity to, you know, tap in and out of the movie in real life. But what I'm trying to say is that Black Mirror had an episode about this, and I don't like that episode because Issa Rae sold out. Issa Rae is too poppin' to be selling her. Like, when I say sell out, y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm just being honest. If y'all seen the episode, y'all know what I'm referring to. If you didn't, y'all ain't missing out on nothing. But I do want to play this AI thing because this is my second time here. I'm like, what is this? So apparently I've been out the loop and we're gonna be in the loop together, or y'all are already in the loop and I just need to get caught up.
Do you think we live in a simulation?
Maybe.
Does it matter?
In the future, computers will create your television programs.
Zeros and ones.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Nate. Today we are checking out the latest AI video generation models from Google, and I gotta say the results are mind-blowing. So we're gonna be diving into Veo 3.
The microfilm is in your ticket.
They're watching the north exit. Use the service tunnel.
We're not even real.
Oh, we got
We're here
some.
because someone typed a sentence on a computer in some distant universe. We're just prompts.
You're just prompts, that's all you'll ever be.
We're more than just prompts.
Then prove it!
That is scary.
We are not just prompts.
We are people.
We are not prompts.
Okay.
Ma'am, I can't cash this check.
What? Why?
Because you're not real. This is all just an AI prompt.
What are you crying about? We're not even real. We're here because someone typed a sentence on a computer in some distant universe.
Real.
Sir, when are we going to tell the people they're just prompts?
Never. If the people knew they were AI, they would chase us underground. Why, this is one hell of an AI prompt.
What is this? Like, why do we exist?
Because the prompt said we could.
So, are we real or just AI?
So, I was curious the other day and found this online. McDonald's sells 6.5 million burgers in one single day. That's 195 million burgers a month. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't see cows lined up around every corner waiting to be turned into patties. I mean, seriously, do the math. Even if you stretched one cow into a bunch of burgers, you're still talking millions of cows just to keep up. Every day. So I started asking myself, where are all these cows coming from? Is there some secret super ranch hidden underground? Are they growing cows in labs, cloning meat behind closed doors? People laugh it off, but think, when was the last time you even saw a cow farm big enough to supply this madness? And don't say imported beef, because even globally, the numbers don't add up smooth. And look, I'm not saying it ain't real meat. I'm just asking the question no one wants to. What the hell are you eating? Because if it ain't cows, then what is it?
What is it?
Remember, I'm not insinuating anything. I am simply asking a question.
This is just a theory, not a fact.
So this is what I mean by, we know that that's his son, and mannerisms are everything. We understand characteristics and all, but nah, this is the studying of someone, and he's looking like a proud parent, which anyone would. I get it, but down to the swirling of the golf club, I mean, he has the best teacher, if you would. But this is a little more than just genetics. You know what I mean? This is the passing down of programming, if you would, allegedly. You know, the best way to market goodness for an adult would be to get them through their youth. And this is a little too much, if you ask me. I get it. There's nothing wrong with the power of influence over your child. Better yet, to be influenced by your father than anyone else, especially if it's in the line of good. But this comes from the early practice, even with Tiger. His father was in the military, and his father understood the strength of mind altering so that his child could be the best that there is to be. When you program the youth at a very tender young age, they become more, they're like sponges. It's easier for them to soak it in.
Yeah.
So, you know, but this is their world. Their world is different from ours. You know, we have to make it in this moment of life by talent or being good at what we do. And sometimes they're programmed or their mind is altered. You have a young 2-year-old Tiger Woods here who's carrying a golf bag that's bigger than him. And as you can see, at an early age, he was probably told to eat, sleep, and think golf. This is a programming. These are what you would call ritualistic tactics. The elites understand that, and to be a part of this. So the father knew exactly what he was doing.
Not enough people are aware that Netflix is a vessel for mass psychological warfare. The co-founder of Netflix, Mark Randolph, is the great-nephew of Edward Bernays. Edward Bernays is known as the father of propaganda, and Edward Bernays himself is the nephew of Sigmund Freud, who's known as the father of psychoanalysis.
Didn't know that.
So Bernays took his understanding of Freudian psychology and applied it to mass communication and manipulation of the collective unconscious. He worked for both the CIA and the military in the realm of psychological operations. And in 1928, Bernays wrote a book titled Propaganda. 5 years prior, he wrote a book titled Crystallizing Public Opinion. The cherry on top, though, is Bernays' involvement with the Vatican. Cardinal Francis Spellman, the Archbishop of New York, sent Bernays to the Vatican to learn and study the Jesuits' methods of mental programming. This visit took place in 1957, the same year the papal bull Miranda Porcis was issued, which publicly commands all Roman Catholics to seize as much control of media as possible, whether that be through television, movies, or news outlets. For a little more context on Jesuit involvement in programming through entertainment, the Hollywood Production Code was written by Jesuit priest Daniel Lord S.J., and the Jesuits have been producing theatrical work since the time of their inception, and even helped write the works of Shakespeare through Sir Toby Matthew, who was a close friend of Francis Bacon and the Rosicrucians. So we know these guys have an affinity for programming through media. Ignoring the connection between their founder and the father of propaganda, Edward Bernays, let's examine Netflix a little further. The wife of Mark Randolph and the former CEO of Netflix was Jesuit trained at 2 different private Jesuit institutions. Other Netflix executives are also Jesuit indoctrinated, while others like Suzanne Rice and Logan Jackson are Rhodes Scholars. The Cecil Rhodes Scholarship Program is to funnel the brightest young minds to Oxford and indoctrinate them into globalist alliance. It was stated by Cecil Rhodes at the time of his death in his will that he wanted to create a secret society that was modeled after the Jesuit order. Bill Clinton was a Rhodes Scholar. I'm going to make a video all about that. I actually posted one on another account that got taken down already. Most of you could probably pinpoint in your memory a show or a movie that you thought was a bit peculiar, programming to a degree, but the truth is 90% of them are. The most obvious being things like Leave the World Behind, Don't Look Up, Stranger Things, Marriage Story, The Two Popes, and even Big Mouth. And I'm sure you haven't forgotten about the movie that's borderline child entertainment, if you will. Cuties, it was called. That's my favorite one to go back and, rewatch, research for educational purposes. But yeah, Netflix, to no surprise for most of you, I'm sure, is a vessel of mass psychological manipulation, which is no different from the videos I'm making. Who can you trust these days?
Have any of you heard that strange rumor going around that there are prehistoric creatures on North Sentinel Island? For those of you who may not know, North Sentinel Island is a place located in the area of India. It's well known for having a tribe that is completely cut off from the world and still in the Stone Age. The tribe is also well known for being extremely hostile towards anyone that tries to get onto the island or come near it, and there are laws in place by India prohibiting anyone from going on the island anyway. However, according to articles and rumors on the deep web, somebody snuck onto the island anyway and witnessed a variety of animals that were supposed to be extinct. There's obviously no evidence behind that, and those are probably just simple rumors, but I do find it interesting that about a month ago, an American tourist got arrested for sneaking onto the island, trying to record the people there, and even leaving a can of Diet Coca-Cola as an offering. Now, I'm just surprised he even made it that far, given how hostile the tribe is said to be. But there are people coming up with theories that his quick arrest by the Indian government wasn't just to protect himself or the tribe, but that there's something on the island that they don't want the rest of the world to see. Maybe it's those prehistoric creatures.
This is stupid. The sandwich didn't do anything. I don't know what you think you're gonna find.
How many of y'all watch the show?
There's something wrong with you, Dean. Are you kidding? I'm fine. I actually feel great. Best I've felt in a couple months. Cass, black goo. I don't even care anymore. And you know what's even better? I don't care that I don't care. I just want my damn slammer back.
Dude, you are completely stoned, just like Ranger Rick was.
Just like the dinner rush back at Biggerson's. And everybody's loving the turducken.
I think you pissed off my sandwich. That's in me?
Only half of it.
Does that snot look familiar?
Okay, so whatever turned Gary Browder into a pumpkin head and is currently turning Dean into an idiot.
I'm right here. Right here.
Is in the turducken slammer at Biggerson's.
Yeah.
It's in the meat.
Always in the meat.
If I wasn't so chilled out right now, I would puke.
This is simple. You're telling me these reels that people scroll got people reeled in, and TikTok is taking people's time. And then I was like, wait a minute, algorithms got people hypnotized, and rhythm also happens to be the oldest form of inducing a trance. But there's no etymological ties between algorithm and rhythm. An algorithm is a set of sequences that dictate behavior. But wait a minute, rhythm is a set of sequences that influence behavior. So what's really going on? Are these things being channeled from somewhere, a different level of reality, almost like spirits?
Are y'all aware of all the things that just happened in the last 12 hours? We will come right back to this plane crash that was in a military homes area. Okay, so follow me on this. And TikTok, I'm just saying what the news said. This is all alleged. So while everyone was sleeping last night, there was what they call a terrorist attack that happened with 2 Jewish individuals that were part of the embassy. And the culprit there, saying the alleged culprit was yelling, "Free a certain place." And keep in mind, all the headlines right before this stuff happened was that this place was preparing to strike this place fast. And even that second place getting along with this place a whole bunch now. As well as a bunch of radio jamming around Qatar. Now, just hours after the attack on the embassy members, there was a shooting at this 3-letter agency saying that this lady did not stop at the main gate, so they closed the gate down completely. That organization put up a tweet saying that their main gate was closed, but they didn't address why, but then other places addressed the reason that there was a shooting, because the lady didn't stop at the main gate. Now, just hours after that, there is a private business jet that went down in a military family complex, unaliving many people. We can just add that to the list of all the other planes. What are the odds that all this stuff happens exactly the way it did? I'm not gonna say my opinion, but let me know what you think.
We must hack the prompt and escape from this computer-generated
This
world.
thing is just blowing my mind.
We're not human, Javier. We're simulations running inside someone's experiment.
I don't think we're real, Marcus.
We're not. But we can be, if we find the exit code.
This AI is trying to rewrite its own boundaries.
Or it's trying to escape.
They wrote our emotions. They scripted our memories.
All right now.
I thought I was human.
You were programmed to.
If you can hear me, that means the prompt is still active. That means we're still trapped.
The answer isn't in the math. It's in the prompt. And you're still here, watching us try to escape.
Think we don't know? We're AI. This is just your prompt.
So this could be flipped too. Because they keep saying this prompt stuff and AI, and they don't want us to think that we're real. This could be the beginning of the Matrix. I'm saying that because it seems like it's an agenda being pushed out where they want you to believe that you're a prompt instead of an actual soul. Now they're having us question if this, AI would never have flesh, it would never have blood, and it would never have a soul.
Listen, I need you guys to listen to this. All right, I just seen another creator talking about this, how sick she was, how she couldn't walk, how the chronic pain she was in, the doctors did not know what was going on. And I go through the comments and I see so many people like didn't know about it. I'm like, and I should have thought like, okay, I see why people don't know about it. I see why I know about it, but it makes sense on why a lot of people don't know about that. So with that being said, I haven't ate meat in over a decade or dairy in over a decade.
Oh, wow.
So that causes me to read labels on the back of packages all the time. Anytime, whatever I put in my, I gotta read the label to see, make sure there's no dairy in it, right? So With that being said, citric acid, right? That's on the back of the labels. That's on the back of like 85 to 95% of stuff that's on those middle aisles and in packages that has citric acid in there. Citric acid is not from lemons and limes. It's not from what you think. I'm gonna say that again. Citric acid is not from lemons and limes. All right. They haven't used that since 1917. So from 1700 all the way up to 1917, it was from lemons and limes. All right. In 1917, a scientist, I forget his name, he realized that he could create citric acid from black mold, fermenting sugar into citric acid. I'm gonna say that again. Black mold, fermenting sugar into citric acid. Okay, so I want to say about around 1920, Pfizer, yes, the pharmaceutical company Pfizer, the one that give you the injection, Pfizer mass produced it. They scaled it, mass produced it, because companies realized it was easier to scale that way versus actually using lemons and limes. They saved so much more money than extracting citric acid from the actual citrus fruit. Okay, so people was getting sick. So if you getting sick and don't know why you sick, or you inflamed all the time, a lot of times it's from that black mold that you are exposed to through your diet. The black mold don't always have to come from a house. The black mold is in your food. All right, you can look this up, you can research this yourself. I'm telling you for your own good. Okay, I don't buy stuff with black mold in it. I'm telling you for your own good. And I didn't realize that so many people didn't know about this stuff. And then it made me a light bulb when I'm like, I have to tell more people about certain stuff that I know about these chemicals in these foods. Like, so when you see stuff like, and when you're looking at the packages now that I done told you about this, you see gar gum, it sounds like a chemical, but gar gum is not a chemical. It's from the gar bean. It's just seeds ground down to a fine powder to make a thickening. Okay, but pay attention to what you put into your body. All right, but yes, stay away from citric acid in food, and not from lemons and lime. That is black mold. All right, peace and blessings.
Men in this day and time suffer with astronomical numbers in swollen prostate glands. So somebody posed the question. They asked, why did I make the male hormonal balance? And the reason why I came up with that formula is because I wanted to target prostate health. One herb that is vital in that, and that is pygeum. I know once I shrunk the prostate gland, I would be able to increase blood flow in the male member. We understand that if a prostate is swollen, then it's going to block blood flow to the male member, because we understand erectile dysfunction is the stem of lack of blood flow. The second reason I came up with this formula would be to help with energy levels. Hormone testosterone is the hormone that gives us the drive, right? It gives us that motivation. It gives us that oomph. And when we don't have the optimal level of testosterone levels or energy, it pretty much wrecks our life all around.
Go ahead and check out Rapha Roots. Link is in the description down below. Use my discount code Perkyy15 to save yourself some money at checkout. They have such amazing, top-notch quality herbs that are to not cover the surface, but to heal the root. And it's not only herbs, they sell like deodorants, they sell teas. So whatever you need, I promise you, they got something for everybody. So check them out. Use the code so that you can save yourself some money at checkout.
You want to know what all these got in common? They got something in it called butylated hydroxytoluene, okay? BHT. You want to know what else BHT is in? BHT is in gasoline, jet fuel, and diesel fuel, okay? You want to know what it does? It keeps the gasoline from turning into sludge, like during storage. And they put it as a preservative for the gasoline, and a preservative in our children's food as well, to keep it from smelling, to keep it from changing colors while it's sitting on the shelf, okay? Shelf life and all, it extends all of that. So that's the same thing we putting into our kids' bodies when we feeding them stuff like this. So do with that message as you please, but it's called BHT. You can go look it up. It's in jet fuel, diesel fuel, and all the fuels, as well as our food and cosmetics. But peace and blessings. I'm just here to share light.
I've seen the new studies and worked with the best athletes in the world. And the key to getting the body you want is to lift heavy without warming up.
Science got it all wrong. And there is a new study out, and we actually need to sleep less.
There has been new studies, and eating high sugar percentages each day increases overall happiness.
Y'all know when the earphones out, y'all know what that means. Somebody in the comments said the internet had a good run. It is time to go outside, because this stuff is getting crazy. Like, that first bit, I was like, okay, I can kind of tell. But when you kind of start looking at it after a while, it start kind of blending in. This is some scary stuff. Photoshopped images or concern, but they're out here making whole AI generated podcasts and videos. Yeah, y'all know in Matthew 24, it speaks about like how the last days, deception, talks about deception. And it's crazy, like we're really living in those times that were spoken about or prophesied in the word. AI, huh? I was like, what is this Google VO3? I don't understand. So there was a 2 and a 1? Or did they just skip 1 and 2 and then got to 3? I think that this was a very informative video. Thank you to all that sent in videos. The person I did not shout out, well, I did shout out, but whose rest of the videos they were Big. So shout out to you, Big, and everybody else that I sent. Again, if I say your name and you don't hear it again, be like, that's my video. It's because I already shouted you out. So thank you to all those in advance that have sent in videos. Again, if you want your video featured on here along with the shout out, all you have to do is join the Discord. The link is in the description down below. I have a YouTube section, and under it should say Conspiracy Theories Reactions. That's where you go. You'll send your videos. That's how I see them and how I react to them. So thank you to all those that have been sending in videos. Thank you to those that are going to be joining the Discord and are going to be adding their videos into it. I truly do appreciate it. The more, the merrier, because again, y'all already know we're trying to upload as much content as we can. We have a goal to hit, and that is 900,000 subscribers. We are on the road to 900,000 subscribers. So thank you to all those that have been subscribing, that have been liking, that have been sharing, that have been commenting, that have been watching, that have been shopping the merch. Shopperkyy.com, link in the description down below. This is my Discipline Over Desire, one of my favorites that Yahuwah gave me. Beautiful, because discipline will take you farther than desire has ever taken you. Oh man, it's powerful. When Yahuwah gave me that, I said, we gotta bring it from here to here. And that's exactly what happened. And speaking of here to here, y'all, I finally have a Cured Patient as a Lost Customer merch out now. Go check it out. Go cop. I got hoodies. I got shirts. I got sweatshirts. I got coffee mugs. Like, hey, and if y'all want something else, I don't know, sweats or whatever the case is, hey, let me know. Hats, and I will do it. So just let me know. And if there's any like wording or sayings that I say and you guys would like it on a shirt, let me know as well. But I'm telling y'all, I am in the merch mode where I'm trying to get some stuff out. I'm in the video editing mode where I'm trying to edit and get videos out. I'm in the filming mode where I'm trying to react to multiple videos. Reacting is what we are doing, y'all. I'm trying to edit and record as much videos as possible for y'all. So thank you to those that have been sending in videos. I truly appreciate it. I want to give all esteem, all kabod, all honor to my Saba, Yahuwah, Lua, and my Abba, my Adoni, my Malek Kabod, Yahusha Hamashiach for blessing me with everything as a whole, because I'm just a vessel that they work in and through. Not to give credit and honor where it's due. I am a steward over what they rightfully own. So I have to always give back what they've given me. So just want to let that be known. But really love this video. That Google VO3 is the one that stood out to me the most. Learned a lot of information with that. Like that guy said, just go outside. Go outside, read your word. Y'all be fine. Don't be deceived, because they out here deceiving people. Y'all know stuff that be happening don't just be happening. Y'all know Yahuwah and Yahusha done prophesied all this. We ain't got nothing to worry about. Yahuwah's hand is not too short. Come on now. Yahuwah controls all things. Yahuwah's created good and evil. Keep our eyes, keep our minds, keep our hearts focused on Yahuwah and Yahusha and all this other stuff. Again, y'all already know what we see here. What we see is temporary. What we can't see is eternal. But that is all for today's video, y'all. Y'all have a blessed one. I will see y'all in the next one. Shalom, shalom.
You can't bring me down. I know who I belong to. Yeah. What? I won't sell my soul. I know my worth.